Hello, nice to have you join us on Newsroom series, coming to you live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus will be on the northwestern region. We start off in Kaduna State, where Justice Rilwan Aikawa of the Federal High Court, sitting in Kaduna State, has granted the bail application of the former governor of the state, Mr. Nasir El-Rufai. He is being charged for alleged financial misconduct, including deposits into his domiciliary account and how his earnings were handled by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. However, Mr. El-Rufai's bail application was stalled at the Kaduna State High Court as the presiding judge, Justice Darius Kobo, reserved ruling on the bail application to April 21, 2026. The former governor, who was brought before the court on Monday by operatives of the ICPC and Department of State Services, DSS, is facing an amended 9-count charge after the prosecution reviewed its initial filing. According to court documents, one of the key allegations is that the former governor authorized the release of about $11 billion from Kaduna State funds to an unregistered entity for a proposed light rail project that was never executed. Mr. El-Rufai has denied all allegations. Now, authorities of the Gusau International Airport in Zamfara State say the 62 billion naira airports project is a strategic infrastructure investment aimed at creating an enabling environment for business growth and boosting investor confidence in the state. The managing director of the airport, Kabiru Gusau, while speaking with Channels Television, said the facility will significantly enhance investment opportunities and open up Zamfara to increased economic activities.
The Gusau International Airport stands as a milestone in Zamfara State's drive towards economic transformation, equipped with modern infrastructure designed to meet global aviation standards. The facility features a standard runway, terminal buildings, and advanced operational systems, positioning it to handle both domestic and future international flights. The airport is also set to commence the airlift of Hajj pilgrims next month, marking its first major operational engagement. Inspecting the equipment at the control tower, an air traffic engineer with the Nigeria Airspace Management Agency, Mr. Sulaiman Mohammed, notes that the infrastructure meets international standards, stressing that the air traffic equipment installed complies with required aviation benchmarks.
We actually have a very good communication equipment. It's a state-of-art communication equipment that you can see. And as a Cat B airport, they actually, from the communication, at least they have done the right thing, being having a kind of minimum of 2 working positions. And you can see they have 2 minimum working positions. We have one side and the other side. And we have other display equipment where you can see your weather reports and then where you can, you understand? So it's actually a good equipment they brought in.
Officials from the Nigeria Meteorological Agency are also here to inspect weather monitoring equipment.
This is thermograph and hydrograph, but they are all automatic.
Measures are being put in place to ensure proper maintenance and long-term viability, while the state government has identified 2 airlines for commercial flight operations.
All along, my governor, he did very well from the beginning. He knew the requirements, and actually we are going for the requirements. We are going to follow ICAO regulations, 100%, and the things are going very well. All that thing is already on block. We are doing everything very well to make sure that our airport is going to be at par with any airport in the world. So maintenance is the key, and we are going to do that, 100%. No compromise.
Planned routes include Gusau, Abuja via Sokoto and Gusau, Abuja via Kano, with each airline expected to operate at least 2 flights weekly.
Now, over in Jigawa State, where the state's governor Umar Namadi has reaffirmed that education remains the most reliable path to long-term development and stability as he addressed the second combined convocation ceremony of the Sule Lamido University, Kafin Hausa. The governor said his administration will continue to prioritize the sector through increased funding and strategic reforms. Sadiq Eleyasu reports.
The convocation arena of Sule Lamido University, Kafin Hausa, was filled with excitement as over 4,000 graduates from 6 academic sessions were honored.
2021-2022, Ahmed Suleiman, Department of Biological Sciences, with a CGPA of 4.87. 2022-2023.
In his address, the Vice-Chancellor of the university described the ceremony as a milestone, noting that the institution has continued to record steady growth in academic development, infrastructure, and research.
The significance of this lecture is profound. It highlights the vital role of research innovation and youth empowerment in addressing contemporary challenges, particularly in agriculture, a key driver of economic development. It further underscores the need to adopt climate-smart agricultural practices, invest in youth capacity, and strengthen collaboration among academia, government, and industry, while ensuring that knowledge generated in universities is translated into practical solutions for sustainable societal development impact.
Governor Umar Namadi, while declaring the event historic, stated that education remains the state's most sustainable investment and the bedrock of human capital development.
It is universally acknowledged that throughout history, education stood as a cornerstone of societal advancement, driving economic growth, technological innovation, scientific discovery, research, and development. It is one of the major determinants shaping the destiny of individuals, communities, and nations, profoundly influencing their prosperity as well as their progress. This is precisely why we place education at the heart of our 12-point agenda. By prioritizing education, we aim to foster human capital development, empower our youth with the essential skills, and equip our society to meet the demand of an ever-changing world.
The governor revealed that between 26 and 30% of the state's budget has consistently been allocated to education, leading to improvements in infrastructure, enrollment, and reduction in out-of-school children.
This commitment is clearly reflected in the allocation of approximately 26 to 30% of our annual budget to education sector over the past 3 years, coupled with our robust budget implementation throughout this period. This has translated into significant improvement in the infrastructure, teaching and learning outcomes, organizational environment, as well as pupils and student enrollment, with appreciable reduction in the number of out-of-school children in our state.
The ceremony also featured the installation of the Emir of Katagum, Umar Farooq II, as the new Chancellor, alongside the award of honorary doctorate degrees to 3 distinguished personalities. Participants commended the state government's commitment to education and expressed hope for sustained investment in the sector. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
And now to politics. Political mobilization and voter education take center stage in Kaduna State as members of the All Progressives Congress under the Tinubu Ubasani Mobilization Network bring together party faithful and residents in a renewed drive to boost participation in the ongoing voter registration exercise and strengthen grassroots engagement across the state. The roadshow, led by the Executive Director of the Nigeria Integrated Water Resources Management Commission, Abdul Mamuni Aminu, is aimed at encouraging eligible citizens to register and revalidate their membership ahead of future elections.
Members of the All Progressives Congress under the Tinubu Ubasani Mobilization Network are on a statewide awareness campaign in Kaduna State focused on promoting voter registration and political participation ahead of future elections. Executive Director of the Nigeria Integrated Water Resources Management Commission, Abdul Mumini Aminu, leads the roadshow to sensitize participants on the importance of the ongoing continuous voter registration, while also encouraging new and existing APC members to register and revalidate their membership.
Meeting, or the purpose of this gathering is to show off support for the President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and the Governor of Kaduna State, Dr. Ubasani CON, to demonstrate to them that they have grassroots support, and then the people of Kaduna State, especially the youth, are in full support of their second-term bid.
The aim is to deepen civic engagement and strengthen grassroots participation in the democratic process.
We have a primary election for the APC coming on board in the next 3 weeks. This support group, drive by Dr. Aminu Zaria, aim to mobilize party members to go and register for party membership of APC. No matter how you like or you love your candidate, if you didn't have voters membership card, you cannot vote for the election.
Back inside the venue, the Kaduna State Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Atiku Sanke, reaffirms the party's commitment to expanding its support base.
Every outdated record is a weakness we must correct. We must therefore go wide to our local governments, wards, communities, and polling units to ensure that our people are properly captured and fully prepared to participate in the electoral process.
Elsewhere, the Kaduna Central Councillors Forum passes a vote of confidence on President Bola Tinubu and Governor Ubasani, pledging to mobilize block votes in support of their leadership.
Don't make the mistake of going back to yesterday. We don't have the religious violence other states have. And to the best of his ability, you can see the level of banditry in Zamfara. You can see the level of terrorism in Borno State. You can see the consistent wave of killing by evil forces in Niger State. You have seen attacks in Plateau State. If you compare the situation of those states to the situation of your own state, you can only be grateful to the government.
The mobilization network says it will continue its campaign across various local government areas of Kaduna State to expand voter awareness and strengthen participation ahead of the general elections next year.
Staying with politics, the Zamfara State House of Assembly aspirant and youth representative Umar Mahmood has called on the leadership of the All Progressives Congress APC and its stakeholders in the state to uphold the principles of fairness, equity and internal democracy, especially in creating opportunities for young people. Mr. Mahmood made the call while addressing journalists in Gusau ahead of the party's primary elections. He stressed that the future and potential of the youth should not be undermined through the imposition of candidates or political arrangements, but rather through transparent and democratic processes that reward competence, credibility and readiness to lead. He commended Governor Dauda Lawal for his commitment to youth inclusion in governance, but appealed for more opportunities for young people to secure party tickets and serve as effective legislators.
We respectfully call on the party and its stakeholders to uphold the principles of fairness, equity, internal democracy, and particularly in creating opportunities for the young people. The future and potential of the youth should not be compromised in the name of imposition or sharing arrangement. Rather, opportunities should be given to those who have demonstrated capacity, credibility, and readiness to lead through transparent and democratic processes. We sincerely commend His Excellency, Governor Dauda Lawal, his commitment to youth inclusion in governance. However, as Oliver Twist would, we humbly ask for more, specifically the opportunity for young people to secure party tickets and serve as responsible and effective legislators.
You're watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. Right after this break, we'll bring you more stories making rounds in the Northwest. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now, Katsina elites have urged the masses to consider integrity, competence, pedigree and leadership experience as a yardstick for choosing best leaders in the forthcoming 2027 general elections. They, however, advised electorates to set aside tribalism, ethnicity and materialism in leadership recruitment, as leadership, according to them, goes beyond money.
I think the first thing that the electorate, the Nigerian masses, should take into consideration is to use their experience, because they say experience is the best teacher. Nigerian masses now understand Nigerian politics and politicians. When we are talking about 26 years ago, from 1999 to date, it's not a small time. And we see the disappointment, we see the hopelessness, and the sentiment of the Nigerian politicians. So it is good for electorate, Nigerian electorate, that the ball is in their court for another time. That when they are going to choose leaders, they should take into cognizance so many parameters of choosing the best leaders. They should avoid voting people because they have money, whether blood money, bad money, or whatever. You choose leaders that you believe in their integrity, in their competence, in their pedigree, leadership experience. This is what Nigerian masses should take into consideration while voting leaders.
I would like to use this opportunity to call on the entire electorate that they should, I am pleading with them, if we are to elect leaders, we must elect leaders based on merit, not by religion, not by tribe, not by section, not by money. We have to elect leaders based on their manifesto, their commitment, their honesty, and their readiness in order to deliver to the masses.
The Special Assistant to the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Bashar Aliyu Buhari, has dismissed insinuations that President Bola Tinubu's support programs in the north are limited to rice palliatives, saying the administration's interventions extend far beyond food distribution. Mr. Buhari made this known during the distribution of empowerment starter packs to 300 youths in Birnin, Kebbi, organized by Tinubu Kaura door-to-door in collaboration with Bagudu Boys. According to him, under the supervision of the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Atiku Bagudu, various empowerment items, including sewing machines, refrigerators, and other vocational tools, have been distributed to hundreds of youths to promote self-reliance. On his part, the chairman of the Tinubu Kaura door-to-door, Ibrahim Ingaski, urged the beneficiaries to make good use of the items provided.
So we are hoping the beneficiaries, they are going to make use of the items given to them judiciously. We also encourage them, we discourage them not to dispose the items given to them. They should take it as an empowerment, and they should take it so that in the future, subsequent time, where the person provided this item will have that courage to empower more people in Kebbi State. So this is just the beginning, and we are hoping more will be on the way coming.
To more security issues now, the Kaduna State Police Command has recorded major breakthroughs in its fight against crime, arresting 41 suspected kidnappers and armed robbers while rescuing 7 victims in coordinated operations across the state. In a statement issued to journalists, the Commissioner of Police, Arabiu Mohammed, said the achievements were recorded between March and April 2026 through intelligence-led policing and strategic operations. According to him, the command also recorded 24 firearms, 200 rounds of live ammunition, and 50 rustled cows during the period under review. Mr. Mohammed attributed the successes to the leadership of the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, and the commitment of officers in tackling kidnapping and other violent crimes across Kaduna State. Among the key operations highlighted was the arrest of a suspected gun runner in Kagoroko local government area, where police recovered 20 locally made Dane guns. In a separate operation, 2 suspected kidnappers were arrested in Makarfi local government area after intelligence-led reports linked them to criminal activities in the area. The police also apprehended several informants accused of supplying information and logistics to bandits, including a suspect who allegedly provided illicit drugs to criminal groups operated in forested areas. In yet another breakthrough, operatives intercepted a consignment of 200 rounds of ammunition concealed in a sack of Guinea corn, leading to the arrest of 2 suspects believed to be part of a wider arms trafficking network. Staying with security, the Nigerian Army 8 Division has commenced its 2026 Inter-Brigade Corporals and Below competition, aimed at enhancing the physical fitness and combat readiness of troops. The General Officer commanding 8 Division, Major General Bemga Kugla, said the exercise was designed to test the endurance, discipline and operational preparedness of soldiers. General Kunga, who was represented by Brigadier General Ifinna Agba, Commander 48th Engineering Brigade, described the training as the foundation of military professionalism and emphasized that training is the bedrock of the military profession and the cradle upon which regimentation and discipline are formed. He maintained that competitions like this are organized to assess the physical fitness and combat readiness of troops, which is the main objective.
In the activities, in discipline, and through sportsmanship. For the honor.
Training, as we all know, is the bedrock of the military profession and the cradle upon which regimentation and discipline are forged. It's against this backdrop that events like this are organized to test the level of physical fitness and combat readiness of troops, which is the main objective of the competition, and also to serve as an avenue for soldiers to improve on their endurance and physical fitness. Given the myriad of challenges in today's volatile security environment, hostile elements such as armed bandits, kidnappers, as well as cattle rustlers and terrorists have posed serious security challenges to the entire division's area of responsibility. To mitigate the effects of these criminal elements, physically fit, combat-ready, and well-motivated troops are thus critical.
First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has donated 370,000 disposable sanitary pads to schoolgirls across the 36 states and FCT. Mrs. Tinubu made the donation during the national launch of Flow with Confidence, held at the Government House Banquet Hall, Katsina State, with the theme Empowering Schoolgirls Through Menstrual Health. She explained that in each of the states, 10,000 disposable sanitary pads will be distributed to schoolgirls. Mrs. Tinubu, represented by the Katsina State First Lady, Hajia Zuliat Rada, who is also the state coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative, believes that menstruation should not be a barrier to education opportunity, especially in rural communities. She, however, charged traditional rulers to use their influence to block the cultural taboos surrounding menstruation.
Today's modern world, no girl should have to leave school because of her inability to afford sanitary products. It is unacceptable that our girls still continue to face insignificant challenges during their menstrual cycle, especially those in rural communities who miss school days every month because they cannot afford sanitary pads. Some who attempt resort to using unsafe and unhygienic alternatives, while others stay at home altogether, falling behind in their studies and in some cases, eventually drop out of school. This trend must end, and this intervention under the education framework of the Renewed Hope Initiative is aimed at doing that. We will be distributing 1 year's supply of disposable sanitary pads to 370,000 school girls in rural communities across the nation and at the end of the program. All states and the Federal Capital Territory will receive 10,000 pads each through the State First Lady and Renewed Hope Coordinator. This is to support our girls in rural communities and those who are unable to afford sanitary pads.
And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.